and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Um, I've got so much to talk about. This time it's just, I don't know, I feel so excited. But as always, we'll start with scripture. And as always, I'll use Psalm 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. So, first off, I'll bring you up to date about my blood. I didn't have to get another shot, so the three that I've gotten so far was good enough. And I keep saying all along that people are just they cross your path for a reason. And it was a little lady that was in the waiting room with me, and she was honestly, she had so much energy, and she turned to me, I can sing. I'll sing for you. And she was singing songs for me. She started with Amazing Grace, and she had a very huge assortment of songs. It was so fun. And she was sitting in her chair dancing. She said that she could dance. And ultimately, um, when she got up, once they called her back, she turns to me and she goes, What are you, 73? And the CNA that was with her, shouts out her name and, oh, no, I'm so sorry. I wasn't offended. It was cute. But yeah, my blood's back to good. So no more shots at this point. So yay. And chemo will probably resume on schedule. Yay again. So today I went in. Hopefully, I'll get all the terms right. I'm terrible with terms, and I had already said, like, as soon as I began recording this, I wasn't into just making sure that everyone knew absolute proper medical terms and that sort of thing. It's just good enough for me, that you just know the information. So, I went in today for radiation simulation, I believe is the word for it, name for it. And I arrived. I don't know. I think that you still picture the way that you think things are going to be, and that's how you anticipate it to be. So I got there a little bit tired, and I was sort of all the way up. I'm supposed to also do a certain type of breathing. And that type of breathing is called deep inspiration breath hold technique. And it's because where my radiation will be targeted will be over my heart. And with breathing, this technique, it helps move your heart sort of down and the rest of you sort of up, so to speak, and give a little buffer to help protect your heart from the radiation. So I was practicing that the whole drive up there. And then, I had read that you needed to hold it 30 seconds. What if I couldn't hold my breath 30 seconds? What if it felt too small in this contraption that I'll be in? What if? So I finally get called back, and they show me the machine and everything. And they, it's open in the back. It's not, like a typical tube type thing like I was expecting. It's open in the back. It was lots of oxygen for me because I was like, there are no problems, but I am a little claustrophobic. But they made it, they were reassuring the whole time. They made it very great. At any rate, let me jump directly to these two women that worked with me today, Tasha and Lauren. I got their permission to use their names. What amazing two women. Honestly, I was just so at ease. I mean, they told me every step of the way, everything they were going to do, every reason that they were going to do it. You'll hear, I think it was 15 and a half, but they were like, you're going to hear certain numbers over and over and over again. You're going to, be aware that we're going to document everything. and everything was documented, and they checked and cross-checked, and told me everything to expect, that the doctor would come in and she would make some marks on me, and literally everything. I knew exactly what to expect. They had me completely at ease. They were very knowledgeable. And then the good part was afterwards, they had the time that they were able to just talk to me and bring it into a very human zone. It wasn't a patient and the caregivers. It was, you just met some of your long lost family members and just warm, wonderful women. Um, we got to talk about their testimonies and how they landed into the jobs that they were doing now. Both came from something so different. I think that one said that she was in a showroom type thing, and the other one was working for a trucking company. And with their perfect personalities, it was just a waste of two beautiful hearts. So God picked them up and moved them into exactly where they belonged. And they're both driving a long distance to even get to this hospital where they're working. They both, you know, have clearly their own little lives and everything and things going on. And they did. They took the time to just talk with me. And um, I don't know, we all basically shared our worlds. We're going to be tied together, not, not necessarily them, but I'm going to be going every day, well, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. So you're going to, you're going to see these people. And it was just so impressive that they, I don't know, were willing to enter my world and let me enter their worlds. And very reassuring questions. Any questions I had, they pretty much answered before I had a chance to ask it. What to expect later, how to look out for sunburn, expect it more like in the areas where sun has already done some damage instead of the other areas, and things like that. Um, your doctor will come in, she'll make marks on you. And when they said that, I'm like, oh no, because I've got this sunburn that she had already seen. Yeah. I think she said something like, the sunburn's already been addressed or something like that. I was like, yeah, she did. But just back to these two lovely ladies. We were all able, it was strange because you have to be careful. Some people are offended if you mention anything about faith or God. And one of them started to say something, and she sort of paused, and I think that she phrased it, do you have faith or something like that? And I let her know that I am very God oriented. And she went on and said what she was going to say. Um, it was absolutely, we were able to talk together a pretty long time. And honestly, when I left there, I sat in my car and cried a little while. It wasn't tears of, oh, I'm so doomed. I've got radiation pending. It wasn't that at all. It was, thank you, God, for putting these two amazing people in the path of my life. And they're sort of more like, check in sort of a thing. So I probably won't get to see them as far as my radiation treatments go, but I think that they'll make sure that we run into each other while we're there. Since I'll be there plenty, it should be easy to run into each other. But it was just such a blessing meeting these two women and getting to just get to know them and the comfort that they gave. At one point, I questioned, don't you just feel exhausted when you get home? You've got us, just sucking your, your energy all day, kind of a thing. Because I know we do, we patients do arrive tired, or I guess some of us arrive grumpy. I haven't arrived grumpy yet, thank goodness. Everyone says yay. Um, I, I haven't arrived grumpy anywhere yet. I can't say that it won't happen. But it's still different personalities, different people, different. Um, it's a prognosis on each one of us, you know, and they're looking at each one of us as individuals still, though, not just um, someone that needs treatment, rush them in, rush them back out again. It wasn't that at all. And I just seemed, it's got to be so exhausting to work with this sort of thing every day. And they said no, that the patients give more than they give out. In other words, that they get more from the patients than what they're giving to the patients. And that really just surprised me because they were so free with their being. They were both little lights and both just amazing testimonies and amazing stories. And um, the things in common, the things different. It was wonderful. And again, the information, both of them were so doggone knowledgeable. Gracious. Like I said, they've got to make sure that in the future everything just lines up perfect every time everything matches. And they're documenting everything, taking pictures of everything. And um, Lauren gave me my tattoos. I have 5, and I would show at least one of them to you, but in all honesty, you don't see them. I mean, if you look really, really, really close, you can see a faint pink dot, and it takes. I'm not even sure that it's what I'm looking at. When I found it, I showed it to my daughter, and I'm like, I think that's one. Look at the one over here. Do we have a black light in the house? I think that we don't. Yeah, we don't. Isn't that something more like 70s or 80s or something? I don't know. But they also had the tattoo too. They both had it, like where the thumb and right in there. They both had one right there. And they both showed me theirs with their little black lights. So they had done that because patients, it's hard to understand. You're going to get a tattoo and you kind of won't really be able to see it, but we'll see it with a black light. And you can't necessarily wrap your mind around it. And before I got mine, they showed me, both of them showed me their little tattoos. And you could see them, but you did have to, I had to know what I was looking for, and they were pointing at it. And then they lit theirs up with their black lights, that little kind of like, tiny little flashlight type things that are black lights. And I could see it when they lit it up. And, they got marks on their bodies just so that we patients could understand better what is in front of us. That was so unselfish. If I'm not careful, I'll start crying. That is how I sometimes roll. We know that by now, right? Um, they explained everything before she did it. She let me know where each tattoo was going to go and why they were going to be going there. She explained that it's no more pain than, say, a pencil getting accidentally poked into you, kind of a thing. It hurt less than that. I've had that happen. It hurt less than that. Hers probably hurt more because I think that area is like full of all kinds of nerves and everything. Mine, one of them, I didn't feel at all. One of them I felt more than the others, but none of them was what I would call painful. But I mean, we're patients that are getting some sort of a needle prick at least once a week anyway. So we're used to needles now, but that wasn't one of them that I would call painful. And at first, when I found out that I was going to have tattoos, I was kind of alarmed because, like I said, I've gone this far in life without any. And now, really? But now I actually sort of view it more like kind of a badge of honor or something. You know, you know those shirts that used to say that I went so and so place and got the shirt now and back kind of a thing. It's kind of feels like that. I got the tat and I'm still here. It's a badge of honor, and I'm okay with it. It was I don't know why I wasn't really expecting it. It totally makes sense. I mean, if they mark it with a magic marker or something like that, it's going to wash off, and it's not necessarily going to line up perfectly every single time. So now, with a permanent mark on you, they know exactly how to line it up every time, and exactly where the radiation needs to be is where it's going to go every time because of the permanent mark on you. Whoever came up with that, that's brilliant. Especially the part that you really only see it with a black light. Brilliant. I'm going. Well, I haven't yet. I fully intend to closely inspect mine and see exactly what I have going on. If I can even find them, I probably can't. One of them is in that area that it's sort of sunburn. I think it's right below it. If I identified that one properly, I think I had. It kind of just sort of looks like the early stage of a mosquito bite, if it is it. It's not swollen or anything. It's just sort of pink. And the rest of it was just easy. Um, I think I fretted too much about the whole breathing thing. I've been practicing it ever since they said that I had to do it. And it was easy. I was worried, what if I can't hold my breath long enough? What happens? Do you get a redo? I don't know. So it turns out that I can hold it with no problem. And they said that I kept it level. So I wasn't slowly releasing my breath as the seconds were ticking away. So that's good. And thank goodness it's all open. Um, the to me, a good point. They've said that I'll be able to photograph and everything in the future. So I'll be able to provide photographs of the equipment that's being used. And they said that the equipment isn't actually like a tube or anything like that. It's more like an arm that goes over you. And that was a relief to hear too, because I was picturing just, you do have to stay still, but it's only about 15 minutes or so. But you do have to stay really, really, really still. And I was concerned that I really don't like getting jammed in small places. And I was like, there is not going to be enough oxygen if they put me in some sort of a tube or something. And they reassured me that one of them, I think that Tasha went down the hall. Yeah, Tasha did, went down the hall and took a picture of one and brought it back to me so that I could see what the machine looked like. And I'll take pictures and show you too. But for now, we'll just say it's sort of like an arm that kind of moves over you. Lots of oxygen, even for me. That was a relief. The only thing I did notice was it has what I was in today has something like a fan or something running. Sounded like a fan running in the machine itself. I imagine it probably does get hot, but I was hoping that I was hearing properly when she was asking me to breathe in and hold it, and then I couldn't breathe again because the fan was, we're kind of like, But apparently I did hear properly and it went okay. Um, I guess my whole point is, folks, I admit I was a little apprehensive going into it, mostly about the small quarters and insufficient oxygen. They got you covered. It was, I hope for everybody that, if you're about to face radiation or you're already in it, I hope it's going as wonderfully for you as it did for me. I haven't had radiation yet. It was just a simulation of it, and I think that they did a CAT scan. I think, I don't know, and the real thing starts in a bit. I think 2 weeks, a week and a half. I don't know, a few days away. But everything took the concerns that I had away. I had, it's such a sense of, it's family and it's experts and it's, these people are like everything rolled up in one. You expect one thing and you were pleasantly surprised with another. When I was waiting, I was in kind of like a dressing room. Yeah, a dressing room with two other ladies. And we represented three different types of cancer, I think. Yeah, we did. And then a fourth woman joined us. And I think that she brought with her a fourth cancer. And everyone else was well down the road in their radiation treatment. It was mild complaints to stronger complaints. Fatigue was the common complaint. Everyone said that they were very tired. Everyone that I've ever talked to said that when they had radiation, they became very tired. So it sounds like I can relay that to you. If you're about to go into it, then apparently fatigue can be something you can sort of anticipate. Um, Only one of them complained of additional pain. And based on where her cancer was, I imagine that that was significant pain. The thing that everyone had in common was as soon as they were finished, they were having a party. One of them was going to have an ice cream party. The other ones didn't say what kind they were having, but one of them was definitely having an ice cream party. But all of them said that they were having a big party once it's finished. And I imagine I'm probably going to have one too. I think I'm going to be marking a party every week or something, like I've completed my first week. Let's party. I've completed my second week. Let's party again. I'll need party themes. And both Lauren and Tasha said that they would be making sure that they watched. So shout out to both of you beautiful ladies. I did. When I left, I was like, I love y'all. I just felt heart love for both of those women. Perfect women. Um, you know, even down to like get your supervisors to look at this because great. I, it's zero complaint, and it's very common that as you live your life, you run into different people and different personalities, and some personalities simply don't mesh. I can't imagine anyone's personality not meshing with either one of these people. They were very great. Very impressed with both of them. Very nice, very professional. I think that what struck me first and foremost was their knowledge. Both of them were just, they were just letting me know all of these facts right out the gate. And it was clear that they knew exactly what they were doing, what they were talking about. I have had some things done, and I was like, um, should maybe I take over? Like, I don't know. Are you sure that you, like when I had my mastectomy, the woman that gave me the IV, she was like, oh, I just knocked the side of the vein and oh, it's also in the valve, so it's probably going to hurt. Tap, tap, tap. Did that hurt? And it was like, Yes, it did. I'm not sure still if that was good or bad. It felt bad. I don't know. But I didn't get that from either one of these people. And I don't know how, but I actually look forward to going back. And, definitely I look forward to it being a milestone in my life that's completed. And again, I see the tats as being literally a badge of honor because having it means I've done this. The step is at this point, it's beginning, but at one point it'll be completed. And that tattoo will just become a badge that I've finished the step. And I'm free to go into other steps. And I'm not stopping steps anyway. Like, for example, my mastectomy was 6 weeks ago tomorrow. And I made the unilateral decision that I was going to cut my grass. So I did. And it hadn't been cut for 6 weeks. It needed it. And I felt so accomplished once I had cut it. And um, I think that me using my body and me using my arm and just moving, keep moving, has stopped me from having some of the complaints and ailments that maybe others have had. I do know that with my left arm, I still need to be careful because lymph nodes were removed, but I was aware of it and I made sure that I didn't knock into brush or something like that on the left side. But I felt so accomplished. It was like, oh, I cut the grass. See, one more step. Yay. And but I'm going to be taking y'all along with me for my radiation treatments. I got that okayed. So expect anything and expect everything. No, don't expect that. That ain't going to happen. I mean, don't get scared and never watch the show. That part won't happen. Don't worry about that. But equipment and stuff like that, I can show you. And that's going to be interesting. I found it already interesting. And again, you too, if you're watching, heart, if I get to, yeah, I'll start crying. But a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for letting God use you both as you are. Thank you. And everyone else. Until we meet again, peace, peace be with you.